Well, there's new video showing Ukrainian soldiers firing rocket launchers in the direction of Russian forces in the southern city of Mariupol. The Ukrainians say Russia hit a besieged steel plant with 35 airstrikes in just 24 hours. Let's go to Chris Livesay now, who has been talking with Ukrainians caught up in the middle of all this violence. Good morning, Chris.
Good morning, Anne-Marie. Mariupol is still standing, with Ukrainian fighters still holding out. But elsewhere in the east, Ukraine says Russian forces have captured several villages in the Donbas region, now the center of the invasion, but not the only front.
As Ukraine fiercely fights back in the east, a new front may be appearing to the country's west. For 2 days, mysterious explosions in Transnistria, the pro-Kremlin breakaway region of Moldova where Russian troops are based. Moldova, without naming names, says the blasts were aimed at creating pretexts for straining the security situation. This as the global security situation grows more fragile, with Russia repeatedly firing missiles directly over Ukraine's nuclear plants. What is this? Are they threatening or correcting fire? I'm speechless, said Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky, accusing Russia of threatening to turn nuclear power into a weapon on the very anniversary of the Chernobyl explosion that shot a fireball high into Ukraine's sky 36 years ago. Amid the threat of Russian shelling, no light is allowed save for these candles to honor the dead in the nearby town of Slavutic, built from scratch for the evacuees. Even more traumatic than the worst nuclear disaster in history is Russia's invasion today, says Mayor Yuri Fomichov, when a tank battalion occupied the Chernobyl plant, risking yet another catastrophe before retreating after a month. Even Mayor Fomichov himself was taken hostage. Enraged citizens rose up, waving Ukrainian flags. Soldiers fired warning shots and stun grenades, but they refused to disperse until their mayor was freed and their town liberated. Survivors now of not one, but two historic tragedies in Ukraine, says Alexei, who witnessed both the reactor and this war explode. We never expected either of them, he says. Chernobyl 36 years ago, or Russia attacking its brothers today. I can't wrap my head around it. All they can do is remember those lost in one nuclear disaster and hope not to bear witness to another.
And now energy, nuclear or otherwise, is yet another weapon in this war. Today, Russian energy firm Gazprom says it has cut off the gas to Poland and Bulgaria because they won't pay in rubles. Ukraine says it's the start of, quote, gas blackmail aimed at Europe. Anne-Marie?
Yeah, we've been talking about this morning. What more can you tell us about, what you heard and saw when you spoke to those living in the exclusion zone town?
Well, just stories of people who have been traumatized now twice over. Keep in mind, this town there in Slavutic is just outside the exclusion zone. It was built after that reactor exploded in 1986, and the survivors, the family members or the workers at the plant were moved there. 36 years have gone by. They've been living in peace until Russia decided to cross the border and invade. So they've been, twice traumatized in these past 3 decades. Just stories of people saying, this latest invasion, if you can believe it, is worse than that nuclear horror story from 1986. It just goes to show you how historic this war is and how life-changing it is.
Now, we know that the UN Secretary General met with Vladimir Putin. One of the things that he wanted was, a clear way for people who want to leave Mariupol to get out. We talked about the shelling of that steel plant. It's one of the few places, as I understand it, in Mariupol where civilians have sought shelter, where they thought they were safe, and now it looks like a place that Russia is targeting. Do we know anything more about the meeting that the Secretary General had with the UN and with Vladimir Putin, and whether or not it's going to have an impact on the meetings moving forward?
Well, it certainly caused a lot of friction here in Ukraine. The fact that he went to Russia before he came here to Kyiv. The president of Ukraine, Volodymyr Zelensky, was absolutely incensed, saying what a mistake this was, that the Secretary General should come here instead and bear witness to the ruins that Vladimir Putin has left his country, and not to mention the accusations of war crimes, not limited to rape and shooting innocent women and civilians as they were trying to flee from their town. I mean, the city of Kyiv, for instance, is just one place that's still littered with the shot-up vehicles. And I'm talking about, you know, minivans and Volkswagens. I'm not talking about just military vehicles. You peek inside the windows of some of these cars that are riddled with bullets, and it's just utterly horrific. You see the blood. Sometimes you see human remains that are still inside the vehicle. This is what Volodymyr Zelensky wants the UN to see before they go to Russia, so they can tell Vladimir Putin to put an end to this war.
Yeah. Chris Livesay, thank you so much.